Words have power. When I was young, I liked to make jokes. I liked to laugh. I liked when people laughed with me. It made me feel important. It made me feel strong. But my jokes were not always kind. I laughed at my friends. I made fun of their clothes. I made fun of their hair. I made fun of the way they talked. When I said something funny, everyone laughed. But I did not see their faces. I did not see their eyes. I did not see their pain. I only saw my own joy. One day, a new boy came to school. His name was Alex. Alex was different. He was quiet. He did not talk much. His clothes were old. His hair was messy. He sat alone. He did not play with others. He did not smile. I saw him and I laughed. I pointed at his shoes. They were broken. The color was faded. The soles had holes. "Look at his shoes," I said. "Did he find them in the trash?" Everyone laughed. Alex looked down. He did not say anything, but I saw his hands. They were shaking. At lunch, Alex sat alone. He did not eat much. He kept his head down. I walked past him with my friends. I made another joke. "Maybe he has no food at home," I said. My friends laughed again. Alex did not look up. He did not say a word. I felt proud. I was the funny one. I was the one who made everyone laugh. After school, I walked home. I felt happy. I was the fun boy. Everyone liked me. But then I saw Alex. He was walking alone. His head was down. His hands were in his pockets. His steps were slow. His backpack was heavy. He looked tired. He looked sad. I stopped and watched him. I wanted to laugh again, but I did not. Something felt wrong, but I did not know why. The next day, Alex did not come to school. The teacher asked, "Where is Alex?" No one answered. No one laughed. The room was quiet. I felt something in my chest. It was heavy. It was not a good feeling. I wanted to forget it. I wanted to make a joke, but I could not. The jokes did not feel funny anymore. That afternoon, I went to the park. I saw Alex sitting on a bench. He was alone. His head was down. His eyes were red. His hands were in his lap. His shoulders were low. I walked closer. I wanted to say something. I wanted to tell another joke, but I did not. I just stood there. Alex did not look at me. He just looked at the ground. I felt strange. My jokes were always funny. People always laughed. But now, I was not laughing. I stood there looking at Alex. He did not move. He did not look up. He just sat, staring at the ground. I wanted to walk away. I wanted to forget everything. But my feet did not move. I felt something I had never felt before. My jokes were always funny. People always laughed. But now I did not feel like laughing. I felt something heavy inside me. It was not a good feeling. I sat down on the bench. But I did not know what to say. The silence between us was long. Alex still did not look at me. I looked at his shoes. The same shoes I laughed at yesterday. The same shoes with holes, with faded color. I remembered my words. They sounded different now. They were not funny. They were not a joke. They were sharp. They hurt. Alex took a deep breath. Then he finally spoke. His voice was quiet, almost a whisper. "Why do you do it? he asked. I did not understand. Do what? I said. Alex lifted his head a little. He still did not look at me, laugh at me, make fun of me, say those things. His voice was not angry. It was just tired. He looked like someone who had carried something heavy for a long time. I did not have an answer. I never thought about it. I never thought about how Alex felt. I only thought about how I felt. I only thought about the laughter. I wanted to say it was just a joke. I wanted to say I did not mean it. But the words felt wrong. Because now I knew jokes are not always just jokes. Words have power. They can make people laugh, but they can also make people hurt. Alex stood up. He put his hands in his pockets and started walking away. I watched him go. I wanted to stop him. I wanted to say something, but I did not know what to say. So I just sat there feeling something new. It was not pride. It was not joy. It was something else. Something I did not like. That night I could not sleep. I kept thinking about Alex, about his voice, about his question. Why do you do it? I did not know the answer. I thought about all the times I made fun of people, all the times I laughed at someone's clothes or hair or voice. I thought about their faces. Did they feel like Alex? Did they feel small? Did they feel hurt? I never asked. I never cared. But now I could not stop thinking about it. The next morning I woke up early. I wanted to see Alex. I wanted to talk to him. But when I went to school, he was not there. His seat was empty. The teacher did not say anything about him. No one asked. It was like he was invisible, like he never existed. And that made the heavy feeling in my chest grow bigger. I did not like this feeling. I wanted it to go away. But I did not know how. Alex did not come to school for 3 days. Every morning I looked at his empty seat. Every afternoon I walked past the bench in the park. But he was not there. I told myself it did not matter. People forget. Life moves on. But the heavy feeling inside me did not leave. It stayed with me, like a shadow that would not go away. On the 4th day I saw him. He was walking alone near the school. His head was still down. His hands were still in his pockets. But something was different. He walked slower. His shoulders were lower. He looked even smaller than before. I wanted to ignore him. I wanted to pretend I did not see him. But my feet started moving on their own. Before I could think, I was walking toward him. When I reached him, I stopped. Alex stopped too, but he did not look at me. He just waited. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. I did not know what to say. I was joking. No, I did not mean it. That was not true. I meant every word when I said it. But now I wished I had not. Finally, I took a deep breath. I'm sorry, I said. The words felt small, too small. They did not feel like enough. Alex looked at me, really looked at me for the first time. His eyes were tired. His face was blank. He did not look angry. He did not look happy. He just looked empty. Okay, he said. Then he walked past me, like nothing happened, like my words did not matter. But I knew they did. I knew because I had seen it before. When I made a joke, people laughed. When I made fun of Alex, he looked down. Words mattered. They always mattered. and I had used mine to hurt. That night I sat in my room, thinking. I thought about all the people I had laughed at, my friends, my classmates, even my little brother at home. How many times had I said something that made someone feel small? How many times had I hurt someone and never even noticed? I thought about Alex's face, his empty eyes, his tired voice. He did not say it's okay. He did not say I forgive you. He just said okay, like it did not change anything, like my words could not fix what I had done. And maybe they couldn't. Maybe some words leave marks that do not go away. The next day at school, Alex was back. He walked into the classroom quietly and sat in his usual seat. Nobody said anything to him. Nobody looked at him. It was like he was invisible. I watched him from my desk. He kept his head down. He did not speak. He did not smile. It was as if a wall stood between him and everyone else, and I knew I had helped build that wall. At lunch, I sat with my friends like always. They laughed, they talked, they joked. But something felt different. I looked across the cafeteria and saw Alex sitting alone. His tray was nearly empty. He moved his food around with his fork, but he did not eat. I wondered how many times he had sat there alone while I laughed with my friends. How many times had he wished someone would sit with him? One of my friends nudged me. "Why so quiet?" he asked, thinking of a new joke. The others laughed, expecting me to say something funny. I looked at them, then at Alex. I opened my mouth, but no joke came out. Instead, I stood up. Without a word, I picked up my tray and walked across the cafeteria. When I reached Alex's table, he looked up, surprised. I hesitated for a moment, then sat down across from him. The cafeteria felt silent, even though people were still talking. I could feel my friends watching me. I could feel their confusion, but I did not care. Alex stared at me, waiting. I did not know what to say. I wanted to fix what I had done, but I did not know how. "I was wrong," I finally said. "I shouldn't have said those things." Alex did not reply. He just looked at me, his face unreadable. I swallowed hard and kept going. I thought it was funny. I thought it didn't matter, but it did. "And I'm sorry." For a long time, Alex said nothing. I wondered if he would ever speak. Then, slowly, he nodded. He did not say, "It's okay." He did not smile, but he nodded. And somehow that meant something. I looked down at my tray, not knowing what else to do. The silence between us felt heavy, but not in a bad way. It was different now. Less like a wall, more like a bridge. A small, shaky bridge, but a bridge nonetheless. From across the room, my friends were still watching. I could hear their whispers. I knew they did not understand. Maybe they thought I was crazy. Maybe they thought I had changed. And maybe I had, because for the first time I was not thinking about their laughter. I was thinking about something bigger. Alex did not say much for the rest of lunch, but he stayed. He did not get up and leave. He did not push me away. He sat there, eating slowly, and for the first time, he was not sitting alone. For the rest of the day, I felt different. Something inside me had shifted, though I couldn't quite explain it. My friends asked me why I had sat with Alex. They laughed and said I was acting strange. "Did he say anything?" one of them asked. "Did he cry?" Another joked. Before, I might have laughed with them. I might have added another joke to keep the fun going. But now, the words felt empty. They felt wrong. That afternoon, I saw Alex again. He was walking home, his steps slow and careful. Usually, I would have just walked past him, ignoring him like always. But this time, I didn't. I walked faster until I was next to him. He noticed me, but didn't say anything. We walked in silence for a while. The only sound was the wind and our footsteps on the pavement. I wanted to speak, but I wasn't sure what to say. After a long pause, I finally asked, "Do you live far?" It was a simple question, but it was something. Alex looked at me surprised, as if he wasn't used to people asking about him. "Not too far," he said, his voice quiet but steady. Another silence followed, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It was different. It felt like the beginning of something new. As we walked, I started to notice things I had never paid attention to before. The way Alex kept his hands in his pockets, as if trying to make himself smaller. The way his eyes moved, watching everything, like he expected something bad to happen. It made me wonder how many times he had walked home alone, with no one to talk to. How many times had he wished someone would just notice him when we reached the corner where our paths split? I stopped. "See you tomorrow," I said. The words felt strange coming out of my mouth. I had never said them to Alex before. He hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Yeah," he said. Then he turned and walked away. As I watched him go, something inside me felt lighter. Maybe it was because, for the first time, I had done something right. Not because I wanted people to laugh, not because I wanted to be the center of attention, but because it was the right thing to do. And for the first time, that was enough. The next day at school, something was different. When I walked into the classroom, I saw Alex sitting in his usual seat. But this time, he was not looking down. He was not hiding. He was just sitting there, like everyone else. And for the first time, I saw him as more than just the quiet boy with old shoes. I saw him as a person. Someone who had feelings. Someone who had a story I never bothered to learn. At lunch, I walked past my usual table, ignoring the looks from my friends. I sat across from Alex again. This time, he was the one who spoke first. "You don't have to sit here," he said. His voice was calm, not angry, not sad, just stating a fact. I shrugged. "I know," I said, "but I want to." He looked at me for a moment, then gave a small nod and kept eating. We didn't talk much, but we didn't have to. It wasn't about words anymore. It was about something bigger, something I never understood before. Respect, kindness, the simple act of letting someone know they are not alone. And even though my friends whispered and laughed from across the room, I didn't care. Because for the first time, I wasn't looking for laughter. I wasn't looking for attention. I was looking at the person in front of me. That night, as I lay in bed, I thought about everything that had happened. I thought about all the times I had laughed at someone without thinking about how they felt. I thought about how easy it had been to hurt people with just a few words. And I thought about how easy it was to change, to do something different. to be better. The next morning, when I walked into school, my friends were waiting for me. "So, are you and Alex best friends now?" one of them joked. I looked at them, then at Alex, who was sitting in his seat, unaware of what was happening. I thought about my answer. Then, with a small smile, I simply said, "Maybe." And for the first time, I didn't care if they laughed or not. I hope this session was helpful. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting stories. Take care, everyone.